Hello and thanks for joining me for a self-paced demonstration of the RoboLive Visual software package. Either watch this video from beginning to end for a complete overview of RoboLive Visual and how it works, or use the navigation below to go directly to the section you're interested in. My name is Arne Brücker, COO of Dressler Automation, and thank you for tuning in to the RoboLive Visual walkthrough demo. Dressler Automation is a German-American company that has provided automation and electrical engineering services to manufacturers around the world for over 50 years. Since our origins in 1970 at the advent of robotic processing to the current future of Industry 4.0 and beyond, we have been providing products and services that drive manufacturing excellence. Our next big mission is RoboLive. Originally developed in 2020 as a tool to help our own engineers in commissioning and maintenance work, this software has evolved into a solution that large manufacturing clients can use to ensure quality in production. Over the years, RoboLive has grown into a full-featured custom solution driving production at plants around the world. RoboLive Visual is deployed and running right now in a variety of industries, from battery manufacturing to OEM parts and beyond. The software solutions, services and features are used across the body shop by teams like quality assurance, maintenance and plant management. By watching this demonstration, you will be able to understand how RoboLive Visual operates and what benefits it brings. Automation transformed how factories operate, and the current wave of digitalization is changing it once again. Modern plants rely on robots for a variety of manufacturing tasks. Some manufacturers have as many as thousands of robots working together in complex and delicate operations like welding and gluing. These processes both produce and utilize a lot of data, programming instructions, positions, parameters, and so on. Ensuring quality and efficiency in production relies on staff being able to access and interpret this data easily. This is where the problems begin. Dealing with high volumes of complex data is a big challenge, and most manufacturers don't have a way to keep data accurate and available. For example, contractors might come in on a weekend and make changes that go undocumented. You might need to look more closely into a parameter that isn't accessible without stopping production. In factories that have dozens of lines, hundreds of robots and thousands of processes, keeping track of all that information is an almost impossible task. These issues have real consequences. Not understanding exactly how your robots are programmed can lead to production issues like missing welds, which can be costly and dangerous. And maintenance action is complicated and time-consuming when documentation is missing or out of date. Most manufacturers have come up with workarounds to the challenges posed by data management in automation, and you may be familiar with some. Our team has seen it all: complicated Excel sheets, manually updated printouts, even email chains attempting to keep everyone on the same page. These solutions all have something in common. They are time-consuming, labor-intensive, and often produce inaccurate results. None of the current solutions available are taking advantage of current advancements in manufacturing technology. That's why we made RoboLive. RoboLive Visual is a software solution that automatically collects, analyzes, and formats your robotic joining data for easy understanding. It comes in the form of an installable client, which can be used on any Windows PC and receives updates from your production robots either automatically from a local server or via regular serviced updates. Using the RoboLive Visual Client, you can view all of your process information in easy-to-use visualizations and data tables. Process visualization in RoboLive Visual is an intuitive and comprehensive way to view your nominal and actual process points on a CAD model of each product, while the parameter table's ability to sort and filter process data can greatly facilitate quality checks and root cause analysis. As we go through the software demonstration, you're welcome to follow along in the demo version of the RoboLive Visual Client. Reach out to a team member today for a free download. RoboLive Visual is able to keep track of data for any of your product's variants and parts. When first starting the RoboLive Visual Client, all integrated products will be selectable from a drop-down menu in the top left corner. Variants are displayed below and can be toggled on or off. Each associated line and part will appear in the menus, where you can refine your display even further. There's no limit to the amount of products and variants that RoboLive Visual can process, and switching between them is as simple as a single click. To get started viewing and interacting with data in RoboLive Visual, simply select a product from the drop-down menu. The product model will be displayed in the visualization window with its processes visible, and full information about each process point will be available in the parameter table below. By default, RoboLive Visual's process visualization combines 3 sets of product data: the CAD model, nominal or planned process data, and the actual data. These pieces of information combine to form a complete picture of your products. CAD data is integrated during the initial setup of RoboLive Visual and shows as a 3D model of each part or product. There are a few viewing modes and features to make the models easy to interact with. You can change the colors of each part, toggle visibility, or change the display mode entirely. By selecting options in the side pane, you can view one or multiple parts together. The most valuable part of RoboLive Visual's process visualization is the ability to visualize each process point in 3D space directly on the part, both nominal and actual. During RoboLive Visual's initial setup, planned production data is integrated into the program and represented as green dots on the part. The actual data, the information about where processes are actually taking place and with what parameters, is receivable from the robots at regular intervals during production. It's represented with yellow dots, and any deviation between the two is automatically drawn in with a red line. This is just a simple overview of how your data is processed and displayed by RoboLive Visual. To get a deeper dive into how each process is visualized, keep watching or jump ahead to the processes section at the end of this chapter. 3D visualization isn't the only way RoboLive Visual helps you interact with complex data. Below the visualization window, you'll find the parameter table. This table contains the related parameter data for each process in your production setup: ID, line, robot, XYZ positions, and more. This data is typically difficult to access and rarely kept up to date, so having a quick look at accurate information in both nominal and actual form is a valuable tool. The parameter table data is searchable, filterable, and can be exported to other formats easily. The selection filtering options even let you select different quick viewing modes with data specifically relevant to welding, gluing, or other joining processes. The parameter table is a great way to keep track of process data, and you can get even more information from it with the Weld Controller interface. This add-on allows RoboLive Visual to extract data directly from the Weld PC, and it provides an even finer level of detail about your weld processes, including timing, force, current, and more. Developed by special request for leading automotive manufacturers, the Weld Controller interface is RoboLive Visual's newest add-on, and one more example of how our software is always evolving to meet our clients' needs. To learn more about RoboLive Visual's add-ons or custom solutions, jump ahead to Chapter 3. The parameter table and process visualization combined give a powerful overview of the current plan status. And we can take it even further with selection labels, which are tags that show data from the parameter table in the visualization next to the process point itself. After choosing what data you'd like to display, selection labels will be instantly visible simply by clicking on an actual nominal data point. By default, the selection labels display associated robot and any warnings, but can be customized to display any parameter from the table. Warnings are another important part of RoboLive Visual and can be a powerful tool for addressing and preventing quality issues. RoboLive Visual analyzes both planned and actual data, so the program can automatically tell when a process isn't occurring where it should or is out of spec in some other way. These detections generate error warnings in the RoboLive Visual Client. One of the most important errors automatically detected by RoboLive Visual is off-location processing. This error displays when the actual location of a process is significantly distant from the planned location and could result in a problem like off-location welds. Swapped IDs are another common error detected in RoboLive Visual. Here, the collection and analysis of past robotic data has shown that these two processes have abnormal IDs. Using the timeline, we can see clearly when the change occurred, where it's happening, and how to fix it. As with all of RoboLive Visual's features, error warnings are completely customizable. Tolerances can be adjusted to meet your organization's own quality standards, and custom error conditions can be included with your installation by request. RoboLive Visual is designed to work with any kind of process you might use and is constantly being updated to best meet the changing needs of manufacturers. In order to help you make the most of the program, different processes are visualized in different ways to highlight the most important information. Processes along a path, like glue, are visualized accurately with direction indicated. Tool orientation can be toggled for processes like stud welding where it's relevant. By selecting from the options in the bottom left corner of the RoboLive Visual Client, you can see all processes covered by your installation and filter through them. And of course, the parameter window can be filtered to show data relevant for each specific type of process. For most manufacturers, spot welds will be the most common process displayed in RoboLive Visual. Spot welds are shown as a simple pair of dots, green for planned data, yellow for actual data, with a red line showing any deviation between the 2 points. By toggling tool orientation on, we can see the associated direction of the tool. As we showed, processes along a path, like gluing or laser, are displayed with the path and direction shown. This is very helpful for getting a big picture understanding of how and where these processes are happening. And while RoboLive Visual is most commonly used by automotive manufacturers and their suppliers, special features are available for battery manufacturing processes such as gap fill visualization. We at Dressler Automation want to make it as easy as possible for you to benefit from RoboLive. That's why all RoboLive Visual installations come with an infinite number of client licenses. That's right, for no additional fees, any staff plant-wide can access RoboLive Visual and benefit from its insights. The RoboLive Visual Client runs on any Windows PC. Manufacturers often choose to have it installed on the personal computer of any relevant staff such as managers, weld engineers, maintenance professionals, and online PCs for direct access. RoboLive Visual can be used as a tool for daily monitoring, preventive maintenance, or as a diagnostic tool for resolving errors. Directly below the visualization window, you'll find the timeline, which is an archive of all production datasets that RoboLive Visual has collected. Data can be collected as often as every shift with an on-site server plan or on your own schedule with a service plan. To learn more about RoboLive Visual's installation plans and update methods, jump ahead to Chapter 3. By clicking back through the timeline, you can easily view and compare past plan states and see any changes to the actual data. Comparison is made even easier by filtering. Just click to select 2 different data sets on the timeline and the visualization automatically updates to show only processes which have changed between the 2 points. The timeline is a very valuable tool for manufacturers and offers a completely new way to detect changes that otherwise would go unnoticed. For example, you might come into work on Monday and use RoboLive Visual to instantly see what changes were made in the plant over the weekend. When navigating through the RoboLive Visual demonstration data or even your own production data, you may notice process points with an actual location that is extremely far from the plant location, with long red lines connecting the two. While normally red lines indicate deviations, that's not what this means in this specific case. Large apparent deviations like this actually represent an issue with base frames, that a robot has been programmed with an incorrectly defined origin point. Bad base frames on their own don't always result in production issues, which is why these lines aren't accompanied by a default warning. They can cause trouble later on down the line though, for example when making adjustments to the process. And the deviation makes it difficult to understand the visualization. Finding or correcting original points is typically an expensive process, as it's usually just an abstract reference point in open space. But compensating for or even correcting bad base frames with RoboLive Visual is easy and doesn't require any special effort or equipment. Just select the processes you like to correct and click the best fit button, and our proprietary algorithm will use your production data to automatically calculate the origin point, and then adjust the visualization accordingly. The corrected data can even be exported for amending the robot's programming itself with the Vehicle Zero Determination add-on. The main windows of the RoboLive Visual Client contain a host of useful information, and you can get even more insights by using the automatically compiled reports. One of these reports is called the Coordinate Change Report. Because RoboLive Visual keeps a complete history of all robotic joining process data in your factory, it can be used to analyze trends over time. The Coordinate Change Report uses past data sets to determine which processes have been changed the most. This is useful information because frequently changed programs can indicate deeper underlying problems like degrading machinery. Without a tool like RoboLive Visual, there is no way to access this information. With RoboLive Visual, it's simple. Just navigate to the Reports menu, select the Coordinate Change Report, input dates, and you'll receive an instant analysis of which process are receiving the most frequent updates, including a record of when each change was detected. The Process Warning Report is another useful report automatically compiled by RoboLive Visual. By navigating to the Report menu and selecting Process Warning Report, you'll be able to view an interactive chart and data table with a complete breakdown of the errors RoboLive Visual has detected in your plant. This includes a graph organized by error type, so you can see any trends. If you have information or estimates about the cost associated with errors in your plant, such as the average cost of scrap or downtime, you can fill that in below and get an estimate of what the financial impact of each error type has been. RoboLive Visual is as easy to install as it is to use. The solution is designed to be flexible, with purchase and expansion options that suit your needs no matter your organization's size or budget. RoboLive Visual Setup is the initial integration, and it's a great place to get started with RoboLive Visual. With the purchase of RoboLive Visual Setup, you'll get a static client prepared with your desired products and data, which includes unlimited installations for your entire team. RoboLive Visual Setup includes the complete RoboLive Visual Client with full access to process visualization, the parameter table, and any number of variants per product. RoboLive Visual Setup is a great choice for testing the system, as it's available with a minimal one-time investment and no need for interaction with IT infrastructure. And if you'd like to include an update service later on, you can do so at any time. To start receiving actual data updates, you'll need to select either RoboLive Visual Server or Service. RoboLive Visual Server is installed as a virtual machine on the production server, where it provides regular updates of robot data and distributes it to all your connected clients. This is the best practice for installing the software solution, as it allows for hands-free, automatic updates from your robots as often as every shift. However, for some manufacturers, this isn't the best option. If your organization has strict IT requirements, for example, you may not be able to set up a virtual machine easily. In this case, or to have a lower commitment way to test the system, RoboLive Visual Service is available. RoboLive Visual Service is an off-site data processing package where we process your collected data into regular updates that can be downloaded onto the client. Remember, no matter how you choose to install RoboLive Visual, you'll still receive the same benefits. RoboLive is a completely customizable solution with a flexible and experienced team behind it. No matter what requirements you have, we can create solutions to suit your needs. Reach out to our team anytime for more information on installation options. The default installation of RoboLive Visual Setup comes with everything you need to start analyzing your robotic joining process data. And updates with server or servers give you even more information about what's going on the shop floor. But there are some specific applications which may benefit from RoboLive Visual's software add-ons. Add-ons in RoboLive Visual are optional modules that add new capabilities to the software solution. You've already heard a bit about our Vehicle Zero Determination and Well Controller Interface add-ons, But there are many other useful add-ons available for the RoboLive Visual Client. The Robot Documentation add-on, for example, lets you create custom formatted documentation in a single click. Software Overview provides a more detailed overview of robot software information. In addition to the optional add-ons that expand the software's functionality, compatibility upgrades are available to facilitate installations in uniquely challenging situations. New add-ons for RoboLive Visual are frequently introduced to meet our customers' needs. And if you need features beyond our current selection of add-ons, custom development is available. The benefits that RoboLive Visual brings to your daily work are measurable. One effect that you're likely to see right away after starting with RoboLive Visual is a decrease in processing-related downtime. Downtime is sometimes a necessary evil when making corrections or fixing issues, but it can be dragged out needlessly by problems like missing documentation and communications breakdowns. By consolidating all process data into a single source of truth that any plant staff can access, RoboLive Visual greatly facilitates maintenance action and helps lines get moving that much faster. Information in RoboLive Visual is extremely easy to search, filter and export, so we can say goodbye to hours spent dealing with outdated spreadsheets. And with RoboLive Visual's early warning system driving preventive maintenance, you'll see a noticeable reduction in bad parts, rework and scrap. The benefits add up. We estimate that in typical circumstances, using RoboLive Visual plant-wide could result in an increased OEE of up to 3%. Every manufacturer knows that time is money, and RoboLive Visual saves you both. By preventing downtime and scrap and reducing the risk of recall, as explained in the previous section, RoboLive Visual provides an enormous value to customers on a very minimal investment. In fact, customer data shows that you're likely to recoup your investment on a whole product installation of RoboLive Visual in under 2 years. Tools are available to help you make a more accurate estimate of how you benefit financially from RoboLive Visual. To receive additional documentation or interactive spreadsheets, reach out to a team member today. For a first look at the RoboLive Visual Client, reach out to our team for a first consultation. Our engineers will present the RoboLive Visual Client to you live, answer questions, and provide a tailored roadmap for how to best suit your specific needs. Some manufacturers may be eligible for a low-cost feasibility test, where you provide a sample of robot data and we demonstrate it integrated into the client. When you're ready to move ahead, you can decide which models or products you'd like for your first RoboLive Visual setup integration. After choosing an upload method and duration, you just need to wait a few short weeks for everything to be prepared. Once you receive your custom download link, you'll be ready to download the RoboLive Visual Client and start digging into your robotic joining process data. This concludes the RoboLive Visual walkthrough demo. Thank you for your time and attention, and be sure to visit our website robolive.info for more information. If you have any questions or would like to know more, feel free to reach out in the comments or connect with a team member today on LinkedIn.